everyone, this is Cindy, and I finished the little fabric journal, and I just had gotten this cover at a thrift store, and I thought, oh, it's so pretty, it would make a great journal. So I finished it, and I think if you watched the other video I showed it, I talked about how I'd found this headband in my stash, and it makes a perfect closure for this journal. It's the perfect colors, and I just had to cut it down just a little bit. I had to hand stitch it because that will not stitch on my sewing machine. I added a couple little dangly things to the signature strings. This measures 5 by 7, has one signature, and let's get to looking at it. Okay, inside here were the original book pages slid, because here's what it was. It was this. These cardboard pages slid in both pockets, and then it held this journal in the middle. So it gives us plenty of room to put tags, and you put your ink pen or your pencil or glue sticks or whatever you want in there. And I just put this tag. It was made from a scrap of Artzology's Ladybugs journal kit, and just stitched around it. And then I also had this puffy tag. It's made out of fabric, and those puffy envelopes that you get that's got the air bubbles. And I just put a few little a label and a picture cut from a book and stitched around all those, so that's in the front pocket. I have this digital, and I spent an hour looking for who and where I got these digitals, so in case anyone wanted to know, because I'm terrible about forgetting. This one, I don't really know. I'm thinking it came from the New York Public Library public domain images. I'm not sure, but I know I saw it as a ledger, and I loved it, so I printed it out, just had it in my stash, and I found it. It goes perfect with this book because of the color of the lines, so that's the best I can do as far as where I got it. And on this side of it, it had blank paper, and you'll see that I stenciled and stamped on all the white paper, and I made this pocket out of a magazine image that had those burgundy tulips on it. I just put it on book page, stitched around it to make it a little thicker. And inside here is just a scrap of scrapbook paper I had left over. It's deep red roses. I thought the color was good. I just made a little trifold out of it, rounded the corners, and on the front I put a little cluster. It's just some fabric, lace, and a button. So that goes in that pocket. This page, I think I only printed one in for this journal, and it is from, make sure I get it right, because it took me forever to find this one, which is crazy. It's the first place I looked. I just overlooked it somehow, but it is Botanical 2 from Antique Paperie, and I printed it so that there were two. It's a double page. You'll see the other page in a minute. I printed it so there was two on the page, so that would give me a smaller size. Okay. So that's that. So originally, if you were to buy it, it would be bigger size. So anyway, that page, and then I just did a little stamp on the back. I have some scrapbook paper with some lace. I'm not scrapbook paper. Coffee dye paper with some lace. This is scrapbook paper here, and I had this picture I cut from a book. I had found a book on using rubber stamps to make different odd projects, so it had pictures of the finished project, so that, okay, I'll take that. I don't have any of the stamps or anything like that, so I'll just cut this out from the book and make a pocket out of it. So that's where that came from. And this is a Rolodex card. I found a whole box of them at the thrift store. I just added a bunch of scraps of fabric and that little flower ribbon there. On this side, I forgot to look this one up, but it looks like Antique Paperie to me. It could be Romantica Arts. Those are my two big ones that I had these floral images from, but I'm thinking probably Antique Paperie. It was just, I don't know, in my stash. I cut it out. It's a spool type thing, and I made a little belly band out of it. And this is just I have a tag punch. I have had it forever. Got it from Michael's. And I put this picture of the burgundy flowers with the hummingbird on there and just a little bit of lace. So that slips in there like it's a belly band. This paper is from Janie B. Journals, and it's her mystery 8-pack. And I think there's like 800 things in there. And let me start over. Not 800. 100, I think, are close to it. Different pages or pages with envelopes or things like that in there. So that came from there, pretty sure. Stenciled a butterfly on there. This is scrapbook paper. This is part of a embroidered bowl that you had all these panels and you put them together, and it was stiffer, and I didn't want it as a bowl anymore, so I cut it apart. It makes a great little pocket. I just glued it on, and this is some scrapbook paper and some fabric, and this image of this lady came from Artsology's Vintage Ladies stamps. No, did I say the right Artsology? Yes, I did. Okay, this is scrapbook paper. You know, I just got it at Hobby Lobby. There's a stamp on it. This paper is from Botanical Stationery, Romantica Arts, and it comes this size because in that kit you get envelopes and then the stationery that goes in it. So that's where that was from. And I think I may have manipulated it and printed two. I can't remember now. Because see, we'll see what's on the other side of this. Okay. Copy dyed paper and a fabric ruffle. Scrapbook paper, stenciling, some more paper from Janie B. Jones, Mystery 8. This is from Pixel Scrappers, which is a website where you can get digital scrapbooking papers and things. And I had a scrap of scrapbook paper left over. This is a paper ruffle and another piece of scrapbook paper. This is a pocket I had from some wedding invitations, and in it I put this tag of scrapbook papers, a couple layers, a word happiness, and this lady from Artsology's Vintage Ladies. It's on scrapbook paper, and this is a pocket made out of a book page. It's just a mauve colored book page. I had a little image up put on there, some lace, scrapbook paper, and some lace. I made a tag to go in there. This is paper from the Janie B. Jones kit again, Mystery 8, with some lace and stenciling on there. Scrap paper, scrap paper here, and then inside I had this butterfly, and I'm pretty sure I got this from Dollar Tree last year. And I just stitched it in the middle of the signature. If it ever was to tear or break out, you just glue it down. I mentioned that in the other video. And then my favorite page of all time from any of my journals I've ever made. I don't know, I just like the colors. I like the pinks and the greens. It's a messy journal, a messy stitched pocket that's just a collage of bits of book page, and that little green thing that I got from somewhere. It says, to cheer the heart and delight the senses. Some lace. That is a punch. I did some stamping and then glued it on as a pocket. And then this is a playing card with a picture from a magazine. I have a book. They had all these botanical pictures in it, so that's cut from there. And just put blank paper on the back so you can write on that playing card. This is that punch again. I said I got at Michael's. And this is cut from a skirt. It's a embroidered flower, and there's some washi tape. So anyway, the perfect page. Okay, I get it back in there. Okay, now we're on, we're on the second side of the signature, so you've seen all these papers before, and I've stenciled on them. This is an old piece of quilting. It's a quilting piece of fabric. Already cut like, I don't know what the shape is, but I folded it in half, and it makes a great pocket, so it's vintage fabric. And then the journaling card I put in there is some scrapbook paper with this image of this thistle. I'm not sure where I got that from, but it could have been from Took's Craft Table. I think that's the name of the Etsy shop. So let's see. On this paper, I did just one of these index clusters. It's strips of papers that were just laying around my desk, scraps. That tab I cut from some of the scrapbook paper and just glued it on the page. And it just makes a little tab. And you're seeing all the back sides of the papers. All the stenciling. See, I'm not sure about this. I guess it comes, I'm not sure what size it comes, because I don't think I pieced them together. So I guess it's just an extra long piece of paper that you fold and put in those envelopes, and that's from Botanical Stationery, Romantica Arts. Okay, here's the fabric envelope, made out of fabric and book page. It's got some wallpaper in there just so you can write. It was already folded into a little booklet shape, so I just made it into a booklet. Lace and ruffle here on the pocket, or envelope. Stenciling, scrapbook paper, copy dyed paper, stenciling. All right, here's the back side of that. I put 2 pages together. Oh, I shrunk down 2 per page, so this is the other side. It was a double page, and that was from Antique Papery Botanical 2. Yes, okay. All right, this pocket is from the same book. I showed a pocket earlier made out of this pink book page, and I put one of my faux stamps on there. It's got a dandelion on it, and just made this little tag here, scraps, with some book page and an image. And this tag is made out of the leftover scrapbook paper, and when I stamped that or punched out that flower for that perfect pocket earlier, and some lace. So I just put that on there. Make a tag. This is leftover scrapbook paper with that flower, and that's from Took's Craft Table. And I think we're at the end, except I have a little piece of scrapbook paper. I think the reason that was there is because I just put some extra scraps that I had left over. There's some more wallpaper in here. Plus I had this tag. I had that real pretty burgundy flower on it. It's another one of those puffy tags made out of fabric and bubble envelopes. And here is the person that designed this cover. So I'm not sure, you know, if someone else wanted to check out this person, it's a, what do you call it? Yahoo is an email address, so there might be available still. I got mine at the thrift store, like I said. So anyway, that is this journal. It's going to be for sale in my Etsy shop. And I thank you guys for watching, and we're on to the next project.